Did you know there's a tiny creature that dares to challenge the entire world? A being that even lions and hyenas must respect. And if you happen to encounter it in the wild, the wisest move is probably to stay far away. Today, you'll witness breathtaking moments as the honey badger reveals its stubbornness, aggression, and unstoppable survival instincts. Sudden counterattacks, dramatic escapes, all captured on camera before nature closes the scene on this chaotic, blood-soaked encounter. Ready, the real battle begins. Honey badger versus honey badger. Quick headbutts, continuous spins, and retaliatory bites constantly shift the battle. One small mistake, and a pair of opponents immediately targets you. Each tries to probe the other's weaknesses, but when cornered, they must break free. The fight quickly becomes more about sheer stubbornness than winning or losing. No one finds a strong enough position to land a decisive strike. After a while, all three move on and continue chasing elsewhere. There is no winner, only primal aggression rising and then fading. For honey badgers, a fiery temperament is the root of every confrontation. Honey badger versus lion. At the Thorny Bush Reserve, a pride of lions encounters two small yet spirited honey badgers. Without hesitation, the duo raises their fur growls continuously and charges forward as if they owned the path. Their audacity causes the lions to pause, surprised by such ferocity from much smaller opponents. Honey badgers are known for their thick, nearly impenetrable skin and near-pain immunity. This soft armor and sudden combat instinct give them the confidence to challenge lions, the masters of the savanna's strongest strikes. But as the lions move closer, the honey badgers realize that bravery has its limits. A clear reminder between courage and recklessness. Honey badger versus Cape Cobra. Amid the African bush, a honey badger suddenly spots a Cape Cobra slithering to escape. This snake carries venom strong enough to kill a small antelope with a single bite, yet the honey badger remains unshaken. It climbs after the snake, trying to force it to the ground. On the tree, the badger's mobility is limited, and it knows the ground is where it holds full control. Waiting for a lapse, the honey badger suddenly strikes at the snake's head from behind, a perfect tactic against a venomous death dealer. A single bite is enough to completely paralyze the deadly snake. Once again, the savanna's fearless warrior wins thanks to boldness combined with cold strategy. Honey badger versus African wild dog. On Africa's cracked, dry land, a honey badger, digging for food, is suddenly surrounded by a pack of African wild dogs. It moves in circles, observing every reaction of its opponents. With nearly 6 millimeters of loose, thick skin, the badger can twist and counterattack even when bitten. This soft armor makes many predators wary, as a single mistake could injure them. Waiting for the pack to show a gap, the badger suddenly accelerates, charging through the encirclement. Caught off guard, the wild dogs retreat. Escaping in an instant, the honey badger once again proves why it is called small, but never weak in the African savanna. Honey badger versus hyena. On a dust-covered road, a lone honey badger comes into view of a hyena clan. But instead of fleeing, the badger turns, growling, as if it knows no fear. Few realize honey badgers have extremely strong scent glands, capable of releasing a noxious spray like a skunk. The fumes sting the eyes and disorient opponents, forcing hyenas to be cautious. That's why hyenas often only threaten to intimidate, avoiding direct combat. After a few tense minutes, the clan retreats. The majority does not always win, especially against the most fearless warrior on the planet. Honey badger versus python. A honey badger encounters a large python. The snake's constriction can crush bones and kill many creatures, but the badger's thick, loose, elastic skin neutralizes nearly every strike. Even a bite to the shoulder barely phases it. Wild dogs attempt to steal the prey, but these opponents are not easy. The badger quickly escapes, dragging the python into a hidden corner to keep it from being taken. The two wild dogs try to bite at the python's edge, attacking the badger, but can only touch the fringe. With a bite strong enough to pierce a tortoise shell and near impervious pain tolerance, the honey badger stands its ground. After seconds of tense struggle, the dogs give up. The honey badger leisurely drags the python into the bush, proving once more that its strength and tenacity are no joke. Hyena vs Leopard. Along a forest trail, a honey badger walks calmly when a leopard silently stalks from afar. In a flash, the predator strikes and clamps the prey with its powerful jaws. With over 1,000 psi bite force, leopards can crush bones of small prey like young antelopes or vervet monkeys. The honey badger, with its flexible and agile body, struggles to resist, but against such bite force, all efforts are futile. The tiny creature is quickly overpowered. In the end, the leopard kills the badger, dragging the body deep into the forest, ending this intense yet silent encounter of the savannah. Leopards are famed for stealth and quick kills, but when they target the wrong prey, like a honey badger, plans can backfire fast. Three leopards form a circle around the badger, exploiting their agility to restrict its movement. Yet the honey badger's thick, foul-smelling, nearly impenetrable skin makes direct attacks fail. The group grows impatient, unable to deliver a lethal blow. Instead of fleeing, the badger strikes fiercely, even reversing the situation unexpectedly. Ultimately, this small yet stubborn creature walks away unscathed. In the wild, sometimes, boldness is the strongest shield. Honey badger versus mole snake. On dry, dusty ground, a mole snake quietly follows the scent of food, only to suddenly encounter an adult honey badger blocking the path. Instantly, the badger's fearless instinct kicks in. This tiny creature has extraordinary immunity, able to digest venom-rotten meat and honey alike, explaining why it dares to eat almost anything it finds. Even strong strikes from the snake are mere play. The badger doesn't defend, casually stepping over it before suddenly lunging into its mouth. The challenger becomes the meal. In the wild, stubbornness and an eat-anything attitude make the honey badger one of Africa's most persistent warriors. Honey badger versus scorpion. On scorching red soil, a honey badger leisurely searches for food when it suddenly encounters a scorpion. The moment is a clash of survival strategies, one fearless and impervious to pain, the other a master of venomous attack. The scorpion's venom, a mix of proteins and peptides, directly affects the nervous system, causing cramps, pain, paralysis, or numbness. But the honey badger, famous for extraordinary venom resistance, moves calmly as if owning the encounter, showing no fear of the biological weapon it strikes when the scorpion loses balance, biting and turning the predator into its meal. In that instant, the scorpion learns that against the honey badger's speed and stubbornness, there is no room for mistakes. Honey badger versus bees. Following the scent of sweet honey in the wind, a honey badger stops at a hollow tree. Without hesitation, it sticks its snout inside, searching for today's treat, a delicacy few dare approach. A bee stings its eyelid, causing a reflexive flinch. Yet seconds later, the badger calms down. Its armor-like skin makes it nearly impervious to pain. Honey is a rich energy and protein source. With almost no competition and a body designed to withstand bee stings, the badger proceeds undeterred. Using its claws to tear the wax, it devours the honey, the fearless honey raider of the savannah. On a dry tree, a hive dangles in the wind. From afar, the honey badger smells the rich honey and charges without hesitation. Clinging to the tree, it climbs with calculated precision. Upon reaching the hive, it rips open the golden wax. Honey flows dripping to the ground. The badger stands below, tilting its head to catch each drop, as if familiar with this honey heist ritual. The bees swarm, but with thick skin almost immune to pain, the honey badger calmly enjoys its chaotic feast. Its daring and endurance have made it the savannah's most feared honey thief. Honey badger versus rodent. In the dry thorn bushes of Namibia, a honey badger follows a scent in the wind. A Namakwa rock rat hides behind sharp thorns. Small but smart, the rodent uses thorny protection as a shield, a strategy that has saved it from many predators. But when the honey badger closes in, the thorn fortress is no longer safe. Forced out, the rock rat faces the most stubborn, persistent predator in the desert. Two opposing survival strategies collide. In the wild, intelligence may delay danger, but it's not always enough to change fate. Honey badger versus turtle. On cracked savanna soil, a hungry honey badger approaches a slow-moving turtle. The encounter becomes a battle between an armor breaker and a creature with nearly impenetrable defense. The badger doesn't attempt to bite through the shell. Instead, it uses its front claws to grip the edge, flipping the turtle the only way to neutralize its defensive posture. The turtle curls tightly into its shell, a perfect fortress if positioned correctly. But once flipped, it cannot counter the force. After a brief struggle, the turtle's head protrudes from the shell, and the honey badger bites to finish the fight. In the savannah, even the toughest armor has weak points. After witnessing these moments, you now understand why the honey badger is not only famous, but also a living legend of nature. No matter the opponent, lion, leopard, or venomous snake, it fights with unwavering spirit. Every charge, bite, and counterattack proves one truth. True strength lies in courage and perseverance, not size. These wild battles remind us that in nature, limits exist only when you accept them. Thank you for joining to witness these breathtaking confrontations. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so you won't miss the next wild adventure. See you in the next video.